Tuesdays with Morrie, May 9th. Taking attendance. I flew to London a few weeks later. I was covering Wimbledon, the world's premier tennis competition, and one of the few events I go to where the crowd never boos and no one is drunk in the parking lot. England was warm and cloudy, and each morning I walked the tree-lined streets near the tennis courts, passing teenagers queued up for leftover tickets and vendors selling strawberries and cream. Outside the gate was a newsstand that sold a half-dozen colorful British tabloids, featuring photos of topless women, paparazzi pictures of the royal family, horoscopes, sports, lottery contests, and a wee bit of actual news. Their top headline of the day was written on a small chalkboard that leaned against the latest stack of papers and usually read something like Diana in row with Charles or Gaza to Tim. Give me millions. People scooped up these tabloids, devoured their gossips, and on previous trips to England, I had always done the same. But now, for some reason, I found myself thinking about Morrie whenever I read anything silly or mindless. I kept picturing him there, in the house with the Japanese maple and the hardwood floors, continuing his breath, squeezing out every moment with his loved ones, while I spent so many hours one thing that meant absolutely nothing to me personally. Movie stars that meant movie stars, supermodels, the latest noise out of Princess D, or Madonna, or John F. Kennedy Jr. John F. Kennedy Jr. In a strange way, I envied the quality of the Morrie's time even as I lamented its diminishing supply. Why did we bother with all the distractions we did? Back home, the O.J. Simpson trial was in full swing, and there were people who surrendered their entire lunch hours watching it, then taped the rest so they could watch more at night. Then they didn't know O.J. Simpson. They didn't know anyone involved in the case, yet they gave up days and weeks of their lives, addicted to someone else's drama. I remembered what Morrie said during our visit. The culture we have does not make people feel good about themselves, and you have to be strong enough to say, if the culture doesn't work, don't buy it. Morrie, true to these words, had developed his own culture long before he got sick. Discussion groups, walks with friends, dancing to his music in the Harvard Square church. He started a project called Greenhouse, where poor people could receive mental health services. He read books to find new ideas for his classes, visited with colleagues, kept up with old students, wrote letters to distant friends. He took more time eating and looking at nature and wasted no time in front of TV sitcoms or movies of the week. He had created a cocoon of human activities, conversations, interaction, affection, and it filled his life like an overflowing soup bowl.